What's going on, guys? Got something I want to show you today that I am really excited about. Try to make this brief, but I really like it, so it might not be brief. Just saying. What I've got on is something that I've personally had the idea brewing in my head for a few years and just was never where I could actually make it happen. But somehow or another somebody else got into my head, grabbed the idea and ran with it, and I'm all about it. What that is, excuse me, 0241 Tactical out in California is making these new top jackets, TOP, Tactical Operator Pullover. This is a really simple pullover jacket, smock, anorak, throw whatever term you want to on it. This is probably one of the classic examples to me of where less is more. Obviously here on my channel, we're all about the armed prepared citizen, right? The average Joe. Not so much from a military or law enforcement standpoint and context. So in that case, when it comes to clothing and gear and equipment, oftentimes, and pretty much most of the time, when we're setting ourselves up, we just have to make do with what's available in that realm and then just adapt it to our use. Well, this is one of those examples where it's just designed from the ground up to be a unique individual item, not really necessarily pointed specifically towards anybody. And I think it fits our role as just average armed prepared citizens to a T. What it is, again, is just a simple pullover jacket. There is nothing crazy, fancy, whiz-bang about it. No fancy materials, no crazy, fancy designs. It's not designed to be linked up to the space shuttle, whatever. It's a simple pullover top, okay, that has got elastic cuffs, nice and simple, no fancy closures, just simple elastic. You've got a shoulder pocket on each arm. Nothing fancy on the pockets. There's a little pull tab right here, okay, and just Velcro. As you can see, it's a fairly deep pocket. It just Velcros back closed. You've got two strips of pile Velcro on the outside on each one. So if you want to put patches, IR tabs, whatever suits your fancy on there, you can. If you didn't want the Velcro on there, it's just sewn on the outside of the pocket, you could easily take a seam ripper and take the Velcro off if you wanted to. I don't really see a need to personally, but for some of you I know that don't really like having Velcro everywhere, you could. Other than that, there's no other pockets on here. There's no other zippers, closures, buttons, nothing. Why is that good? Well, again, like I said, sometimes less is more. Let me just finish with a couple of features and then I'll give you some of my thoughts and kind of how I envision using it and such. The only other two features that this has got is going to be around the neck right here. You've got a hood, obviously, and shock cord with a toaster toggle on it. It's a really generous hood. Okay, you can pull it up pretty deep, so if you really want to cover up most of your head, you can. Works really well with a hat on because it comes right to the edge of the brim on my hat. Okay, so your hat will keep it open, but yet it still covers your head good, right? If you wanted to, you can always pull it back and then cinch the shock cord down around your face, right? If it's colder weather and you want to keep the wind off. Other than that, it just lays nice and flat and it's simple. Around the hem on the bottom, same deal. You've got shock cord with a toaster right here in the front. You can leave it hanging loose, or you could cinch it up around your waist in colder weather, block out some of the wind, etc. Other than that, that's it. There's your jacket right there. Now, why is the Simple more? Well, this is made out of a single layer of material. In most of the examples I believe that 241 does, it's all 50/50 NICO. There may be a couple of exceptions to that, so check with them if you're in question. I'm not sure. I'll have to check and ask myself. But I believe most of it's all 50/50 NICO, which 50/50 NICO and 65/35 polycotton is what 90% of both your military and commercial BDU tops are made out of. So it's a single layer just like a BDU top of the same material. The only difference is you don't have a bunch of pockets on the chest, you don't have zippers and Velcro and button and everything running down the front. When you're wearing something like this, typically you're going to have on a chest rig or a plate carrier or something like that. So I don't know about you guys, but I generally never use the chest pockets on anything that I've, any of my camo tops anyway. This just gives me a nice, slick, simple platform for my gear to go over and not have to worry about covering up stuff that I'm not using anyhow. With it being a single layer of material, you can wear it in the summertime just like you would a BDU top with a t-shirt underneath. No different. In the wintertime, it's cut baggy enough and loose enough that you can put your warming layers underneath it, seasonally dependent on however much you need. If you need a lot of fleece and insulation underneath, you got plenty of room to do that. If not, you don't. In the summertime, that's good because it's a little baggier and looser than what BDU tops typically are. So it helps to promote a little bit more airflow than a BDU top would in the summertime. You're not quite as hot and stuffy. The neck is really nice and open, so you ventilate good in hotter weather. In in cooler weather, you're going to have warmer layers on underneath anyway, so that's not going to be a really big deal around your neck. Your warming layers are what's going to be keeping you warm around your neck anyway. So again, that's literally the bulk of the features of this jacket. So why do I think it's a good choice for the armed prepared citizen? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you. The reason I think this is a good choice for the armed prepared citizen, and anybody really, is that it's simple, it's functional, and it's affordable. Okay, these are $65 a piece on 241's website, which I'll put a link down here in the description taking you right to the website, so click on that and check them out. It's $65 for a simple pullover top that you can use pretty much year round. Okay, one of the things that in my mind you can do, and I'm going to do this because I've got a couple of them and I'm fixing to order a few more just because these are like unbelievably awesome to me. You can take, there's a number of different manufacturers that make it. I'll just use the one that I'm familiar with, that's McNett's. They make some waterproofing solution that you can actually just put in the washing machine, wash your top with this solution in there, and it gives it a little bit of water resistance. Now, it won't make it waterproof like, Gore-Tex or something like that. If you stand in the rain long enough and it's heavy enough, it's going to soak through. But what it will do is it'll make it kind of like what most soft shell jackets are, that it'll make it water resistant, i.e. it'll shed light rain, light water, that sort of thing, without the lack of breathability that an actual Gore-Tex hard shell type jacket has. So it's a little bit of a trade-off. But I think that versatility, again, for $65 plus a little bottle of waterproofing treatment, you've got a poor man's soft shell right there. Versus going and actually buying a dedicated, soft shell. You could pay anywhere from, $200 or $300 up to $500 or $600 for one. I don't know about you, but there's a reason why I don't own a lot of those expensive jackets. You could buy 2 of these, treat one of them, leave the other one untreated, and you've got 2 for $120. That's still half the cost of what most other close soft shell jackets are. So the versatility there is, I think, really, really high. Again, the lack of pockets, it keeps it lightweight, it keeps it thin. There's not a lot of bulk to it. You can get one of these, roll it up, pack it away in your bag. Perfect example would be in a get-home bag or bug-out bag. I think a get-home bag is a good example because if you've got that in your vehicle, typically you're going to have that when you're out, out and about around town, at work, whatever. Well, if you try to pack a full change of clothes, like say, a pair of pants, top, the whole 9 yards, thinking in terms of, like camis or something, BDUs, that's a lot of bulk to pack in your bag. Something like this doesn't take up a lot of space, doesn't take up a lot of weight. You can keep it in that bag, and regardless of what you're wearing, you can throw this on over top of it, and you've got over half your body camouflaged and concealed. Now, I know you can't see it on the camera, but the bottom of this actually comes down probably about, from where my waist is, probably about 8 inches or so, give or take. So it's well below my waist. It's probably upper thigh, getting close to mid-thigh area, right? So it's covering a good bit of your body. So regardless, of what you got on, most of what you're seeing when a person's moving is covered. So you can keep a simple camouflage one of these in your pack, and you've got a camo layer to throw on over no matter what it is that you're wearing. So it's just a really good, simple option in that regards. So with all that said, I don't want to keep rambling on forever because I can make this a 2-hour video if I wanted to. I just wanted to give you a quick down and dirty overview rundown of these. For the average Joe armed prepared citizen, I'm sold on these. I think these are spot on. Not only is the price right, but they're 100% American made, which is always a good thing. The quality is there, simplicity is there, functionality is there, the whole 9 yards. You're going to definitely be seeing these being used in a lot more videos that I've got coming up. A couple of closing details. Again, I'm going to put a link to 241's website down in the description down here. If you can't find a pattern out of their options to fit your area, I don't know what to tell you. They're available in, and I'm just going to read it right off the website for you: ATAX FG, ATAX AU, Marpat Woodland, Multicam, All-Terrain Tiger Stripe, Pincott Green Zone, Pincott Sandstorm, Pincott Badlands, ATAX IX or ATAX 9, that's the newest ATAX offering, the OCP Scorpion, another new pattern that 241's doing, a Depth Sock Transitional, Desert Tiger Stripe, and good old-fashioned OSW or old school woodland for you younger guys. I mean, you got the gamut right there as far as options. And in case anybody's wondering, this one right here that I'm wearing is, believe it or not, the OCP Scorpion version, okay? Absolutely love it. One thing I failed to mention, I think, previously, size-wise, I wear a large, long, standard BDU top, ACU top. This is a large top right here, and you can see how loose and baggy it is. 241 states on the website some details regarding the sizing. If you want it to fit loose, order the same size you wear. If you want it to fit a little closer, you might want to order down one size from what you normally wear. So to get a little bit closer, more tailored fit, I probably have to go with like a medium versus the large that I've got now. I like the looser fit. It's just more comfortable in the summer, and it gives me room to layer in the winter. So the only other options that I think I would like to see 241 offer would possibly be Multicam Tropic and Multicam Arid. I think those would be two good options for them to add to the lineup. And maybe even looking into some solid colors, maybe a solid OD green, solid coyote, or solid ranger green, maybe one or all three of those. I don't know what's available material-wise, so there may be a reason why they don't have them listed. I don't know. But we can always check and ask, right? So anyway, again, quick down and dirty. You're going to see me using these a lot more. I've had these for a few days. I'm really, really, really happy with them so far. I'm fixing to place an order for some more. Check them out, guys. And again, we'll see you next time.